Hello, Hayley Bergman here from the parallelcoachingacademy.com, and welcome to the Starter System Module 2 where we're in targeted marketing, and here we're talking about website, and this is video 3 where we're going to learn how you can navigate your way around your own WordPress site. So you may well have already leveraged out your website, which is fantastic, in which case we guided you towards choosing a WordPress format. And I'm going to explain to you now why we use WordPress and why I feel it's the most effective way of you guys as a health, well-being and fitness professional for setting up your website. But also you need to know how you can manage that yourself once you get that back from your web developers. So that's really what this video is all about, how you go in and navigate your way around WordPress. So in this video, we're going to talk about why you need to know WordPress and why it's a good option for you, how to sign into your WordPress account, themes, widgets and menus, and then adding media and text and then getting published. There is no cheat sheet with this video, there is no task, so really it's just a case of really absorbing the information and using it as much as you wish. Feel free to rewind, pause and play so that you can really get to the right point and follow along as you're navigating throughout your entire WordPress. So why do we suggest going for WordPress? There are lots of others. Other ones that are on a similar kind of level are Joomla or Drupal. However, I've never used these. So from a personal point of view, I'm going to always suggest WordPress. I've never had any problems at all. I know some people that get on very, very well with these, but I have to admit, WordPress just for me is the top of the bunch. Now the final 3 that I've got on here, Shopify, Blogger and Wix, are ones whereby you don't actually own the domain, you don't own the host, and you only have a set number of pages and blogs that you can actually write. It also doesn't look as professional on the URL itself. So really, I'm a big fan of WordPress. It's easy to use, it's easy to set up, and most website developers will be more than okay with WordPress, but it's easy for you to then add to on your own. You also own the hosting for your WordPress site, which is done through your control panel, which will be done on your own host. So in the previous video, I talk about how you need to have a domain and you need to have a host. Now, I suggest you own both of these, and I really suggest you go for a company called TSO Host. And TSO Host will really help you if you need help getting into your control panel section, because that is different per host on how you go about accessing your control panel. But from there, in the control panel itself is where all of your files sit for your entire website. So it's really important that from there, that's where you download the whole WordPress part and get that fitted in alongside your website. And then I'll show you what you need to do beyond there. So there is no monthly fees with WordPress, and that's the other reason why I like it. You actually don't pay anything. All you're probably going to pay for is potentially a theme or maybe a couple of plugins, depending on how you want your site personalized. There's loads of compatible plugins and themes, which really means you can make it into everything you need and also be really effective and efficient getting people to visit your site. And alongside that same route, it's SEO friendly, which means that Google recognizes the content, means you can get ranked up nice and highly naturally on Google, which is fab for driving traffic to your content. It's also lots of help online, and when we first started out, the first site we built was WordPress, but we had someone else build it for us, and this is when we were much younger in business. We made a few mistakes in finding our ideal person to put that together, and we were so disappointed with it we decided to learn website code. So we actually ended up building it ourselves as a result of a half attempt from a company that we contracted in, and it meant that we really didn't know what to do at all, and most of it we spent on YouTube just asking questions and then getting the results from things people had posted on YouTube itself with answers. And there is so much information out there that can help you. If you're not sure on something, it can just be a really quick, easy search to find out. The other thing is that it's safe and secure so that people can't be hacking into the back of your website and changing things. There's also media friendly, which means you can put in videos, you can put in images, you can also interlink with your Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, any other posts can actually be integrated right onto your blog. So it is really integrated and really fantastic. The other side is that it's mobile compatible, and that really depends on the theme that you choose, but it can be mobile compatible, which is so important because apparently 70% of people will be using their mobiles to look and browse through the internet, which means that if yours isn't mobile friendly, then they're going to be bouncing straight off your site and they're not going to spend the time to look at it. So whilst we're talking about themes, let's go through and just have a quick look at what a theme is. So you have your WordPress platform, and then depending on the theme that you choose will decide on whether it's mobile compatible and what it really looks like. Now, personally, my favorite is the Genesis theme because it's really clear, but to be honest, they all work fantastic and they all have different benefits. The other theme that we're actually using on this site in particular, on the parallelcoachingacademy.com site, is all about Optimize Press. And this is basically a theme whereby you drag and drop rather than do much of the coding. So that could also be a great option. So here's an idea of kind of what one theme would look like, and you can see along the top here you've got your header, you've got subheadings, and these are just menus. You've got your logo space, and this is kind of a sample blog with a lead capture and some other recent posts down on the sidebar. So very simple format, looks really clean and crisp. Then you've got something like this, which is a little bit more modern. You've got sort of images that they can click on, and as a home page with testimonial space, this can be pretty fab. And really the differences are just how many widgets come installed, or widgetized spaces come installed in the actual press itself. Here's another one that you can look through, and really this has got like a scrolling banner along the top and a couple of options of videos that link to articles and blogs. So really it's just about finding something that really works for you. And here is an example of an optimized press page. And what I love about optimized press as a theme is all of these opt-in boxes look super slick. So it's so easy to integrate and leave name, email, and then the button to submit, and then that just integrates perfectly into your MailChimp or email provider, and it just makes everything look professional and very easy to create. So that's why I'm a bit of a fan of Optimized Press itself. So let's have a look at where we go about finding all of this. I'm also going to show you around basically the back end of the Parallel Coaching site, where you can see how to change a theme, how to upload your theme. We're going to look at widgets and menus. We're going to look at where you can add media and text and how you go about doing that, and also just the basics of publishing pages and blog posts. I'm going to go into a lot more detail of actual how you really make a successful blog in a future video, so make sure you keep posted for these videos, and they'll be here in this module under website. So please do come back to here and have a look at the video below about creating blogs in more detail. So let's come away from here, and all I'm going to do is have a quick look on the website itself. Okay, so first thing I need to show you is how you actually log into your WordPress site. So once WordPress is associated to your hosting, to your URL, that will be done in your control panel, which is created and lives in your host. So if you've got a hosting package, say for example with TSO Host, they'll have a link on their site that allows you to get into your control panel, and they can certainly help you with making sure WordPress is associated. So then we need to know how to get into the back end, and all you need to do is write in your domain name in the top and then go / and you need WP WP-admin. So WP-admin, and that will reroute you to your login page. Put in your details and then press login. So this is what the back end of a WordPress site looks like. Now, if you're totally new to it, it can be a little bit sort of overwhelming by having all of this stuff down at the side, having all these options to click on. So I'm just going to show you the main landmarks so you know exactly where to go and how to get started. Now, if you haven't set up a theme already on your site, and this is really if you're setting it up yourself, then you're going to come down to Appearance and then go to Themes. And in here, there's two ways you can do it. You can select from the free themes that come with WordPress itself. And actually, you can see the one I've got active now is something that I've downloaded and customized myself. But you can add a new one and you can upload your own theme. Now, where I suggest you get your themes from rather than from here, and there is some really nice ones, but if you don't see any that suit, then really I suggest you go to a place called Theme Forest, and that's part of Envato, ENVATO, and just Google Theme Forest and you'll find it. And that's where you can buy themes that you can then download into a zip file and then upload that zip file here in Upload Theme. So you simply click on there, upload your zip file, and then activate it as your associated theme. And once you've activated it as your theme, you're then able to move forwards and start putting in your pages and start getting your posts up there and changing things, etc. So the next part that people often get confused on is something called a widget. Now I want to introduce you to a widgetized area, and actually the easiest way for me to do this is to show you on the front end of our website. So let me just visit the site alongside. Okay, so here, this is obviously our website. This bit is all what we class as a widgetized area, so it's all interactive, which means it's responsive. And then also here, so this is the bit I'm going to show you. You've got a sidebar running down the side, and that's actually the same as on our blog page. And any other page, it always runs down the side. So if I go to the About page, again, exactly the same, unless I decide to do a different template, which I clearly have on that one. So let's go with blog, and here it shows it all the way down the side. Fantastic. So what I want to do is show you how you get this and change this. And this is important because even if you're looking at uploading after your designer has already created your website, then you're going to want to refresh this. You're going to want to keep making changes to your website so it looks and feels really, really fresh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you change this sidebar. So all you need to do is go down to Appearance, click on Widgets. Lovely. Okay, so this is actually, I've got loads of widgetized areas on this site, which is why it looks pretty funky, but most of them will be pretty simple, and you'll just have your footer areas and your sidebar areas. So let's go to our primary sidebar. Now this bit on here, Image Widget, you'll notice that this is the first of the images. Fantastic. And it's just a place to upload them, and it's really, really simple, because all you do is you go from the available widgets here on the left, you pick it up and you drag it to where you want it, and then once it's in place you upload the image that you want. If you want it to link to a specific place, you put in the URL for the target link here, and I also suggest you leave a little alternative text so Google can read what that image is. Now, once you've done that, you literally just click Save, and then that'll add onto your list of images. Now, if you wanted to do text instead of image, you literally can just, let me find where we are, drag your text up, and then I can write in here, hello, new text bar, and then I literally just press Save, and you can see how that will now be on my sidebar. There we go. So let's delete that I don't think I want that on my side bit, but it's literally that simple. And the other side of that is that you could put forms in there. You can put in different types of responsive sliders. You can put in opt-in widgets, and this is pretty funky because this will allow you to then sign people up to your subscribe list or onto your newsletter or onto a free lead magnet. And you can also do an image that you then make a link, which is what we've done here, which is our lead magnet, which is basically just an image that we've associated a link to. So really a great way to really integrate into your system. And the same for the footer areas. You can literally put in images, you can put in custom menus, and you can put in, I definitely suggest you put in your icons widget as well. Now, what I mean by an icons widget is down here, your social icons, and they are really, really easy to use because as soon as you've got your other marketing streams set up, you literally drag over your social icons widget and then you fill in the address that you want them to go to. And all they've got to do is click on the link and then they end up at your particular social media platform. So absolutely fantastic way of integrating all of your details together. Now, if for some reason what you need isn't here in your available widgets, then you'll need to download a specific plugin that can then appear there. So what you're looking to do is to download a plugin, and plugins are here, and you just go install plugins and add new. So you just add a new plugin. Now, I only give you a lot more detail on plugins because there are a whole world of plugins and there's some really important ones. So for that, just hop onto the next video where we talk about perfect WordPress plugins, and I'll talk about my favorite ones in there. Now the next part I really want to show you is how you build a menu for your site. So on here, if I go straight up to the top, you can notice on here I've actually got two menus on my site here. I've got the main menu along the top, which has courses, academy, about, blog, and contact. So if I go back to the menus and I go to this top, select a menu to edit, I go main menu, that's the one I want, and then I go select. I can also create a new menu here if I want to create a new one. So then all I've done is I've dragged my page over onto this side. So if I've got a new page or a course, so yours might say products instead of courses, and for example I want to put the level 1 kettlebell instructor course on my menu, I just press add to menu and it comes up. Oh, I got two. A little bit overzealous. Right, remove that one. So if I leave it here, it's going to end up next to contact here, and I don't really want to do that. So if I then want to put it in line with start, that would make it part of this drop down and it would become a third one in there. But I actually want to put it beyond progress your career in this case. So then if I press save menu and I go to my blog, I go back to my page and I press refresh and I come up to the courses, I go to progress, you can now see it's here. So that means you now have a place where people can find your pages that you're after. So you want them to be able to land on your pages. So let me just remove that one from there, because the way we've decided to do it is that instead you click on progress your career, and from here they can choose where they want to go. And it is really important that you keep everything as slim as possible and really distraction free, so that your suspects and prospects aren't getting distracted on your site and they continue down the route you need them to go down. So that's as simple as it is to create a menu. If you need to create new ones or you need to check out different sides of it, so for example, we've got one all about that happens in the footer, and we've also got one for different areas like the CPD courses, etc. So you really can just create as many menus as you need in your system. It's a nice way of organizing all of your pages. So really that's most of what I wanted to share with you here about how to navigate. There is one more part whereby I just wanted to show you how to add a new page or add a new post. And it really is as simple as that. So I'm going to look at a page here because I'm going to go into more detail on blogging later in a different video. So all I went was pages, add new page. And then in here, I add my new page and I'm just going to call it test page. So this is the title of my page, and then you'll notice that it comes up automatically. I've clearly got another test page. It's come up as test page 2, and that's come up within the end of my URL. So you want to make sure that this is something appropriate to the content you're going to use, but also ideally it has your focus keyword in there. Now I talk about how you dominate your SEO and how you can really choose 5-star blogging in our next couple of videos. So make sure you check those out. But what I want to add in here is, hello, this is a test page. So this is my new page and I'm just going to write some information in. Now here you can just keep writing. You can change this into different headings. So let's make it nice and bold. Hi, here's an image. So then I'm going to write in that here is my image. And then I'm just going to add an image. And all I need to do to add an image, let me show you that again, is that here I'm in the visual tab. Make sure you're in the visual tab, else you won't be able to add in media as easily. So make sure you're in the visual tab, click add media, and then pick the image that you want, and then insert it into the page. Now, if you haven't uploaded images yet or any library, make sure you upload your files here. And all you got to do is just select files from your desktop. Now, the beauty of this bit is it's not just images that you can upload here, it's also PDF documents, Word documents, anything that you want to save on your website. So you're saving this in your server, in your host. You remember those files I was saying about in your control panel, which means that now this image ends up with its own. So once it's all uploaded, it ends up with its very own URL. Now, if that's a PDF, I can now link that later on if I need to. I can also edit the image up here where you can crop. So really I'm going to insert that into my page and it's come up really nice and big. Now you can resize it pretty easily just by using the resize keys, and then these are all pretty basic in terms of how you make it centered on the page and edit certain areas of it. I'm going to talk about how you can really SEO enrich your images and your text in the blogs video, so make sure you check that one out. Now the other thing I want to write in is, hi, here's my video. So for video, I need to now use this embedding in a very different way. I don't want to download it all as a file and then upload it again to my website when I've got something as fantastic as YouTube available to me. Now, in YouTube, you can get an embed code for your video. And also you can get embed codes for pretty much anything now. Like you can get it for a specific post that you've created on Facebook or on Google+, and then you can integrate that directly into your blog or your page. So it really allows for a lot of interaction with your social media. But let's look at it from a video point of view. If I want to integrate a video, then I can't do it from here in the visual. I have to do it in the text area, and this is where it converts everything to code. So when people say you're coding your website, you don't now need to know all of this. Ahref equals, you don't need to know any of those. All you got to do is create it in visual and then know that it will arrange it in text. So here in the text area is where I want to put the embed code, but I need to put it in the right place. So after I've written, hi, here's my video, I'm going to go and get my embed code from YouTube. So I'm going to choose to use my motivation is a lie video that Neil done for us. So let me pause that one. And all I need to do, once you've opened up your image, your video, click share, then go to embed, and then you want to grab that whole embed code, or you can go show more, and you can use all of these options to make sure whether you want the player controls, whether you want the title on there, and whether you want to show suggested videos at the end. I don't want any of those. I'm going to keep it really, really simple. And then I'm just going to grab this code, all of it, and then you just need to copy it and then place it right in here. Now remember, we're in the text area. Place it in. And then when I go back to visual, it now shows it as a video. So it won't show it here directly, but it will show it when I go and have a preview in the main area. So here you now know how to set the page title, set the page URL. You know how to add a heading, add generic text, add an image, and add a video. So from here, let's go through and have a look at what that would look like out in the actual public view. So here's my heading. This is the actual page name, heading, generic text, image comes out just as we thought, and then the videos come out really great on there as well, which they can just play directly in the screen. Really great. So let me come off here. Lovely. Okay. You can notice that sidebar that we designed earlier is back on here, which is fantastic. And if I didn't want that on there, then I can come down to layout, which is here, and here I can choose whether I want my sidebar or not. So that's entirely up to your design preferences. Now, the other side of this is that you can then either publish immediately by clicking the publish button and then it will go live, or you can edit it and you can actually schedule it for a different day. So if for some reason you want to not be live now, but be live in, I don't know, a couple of days time or a week or a month, and this is really great for your blog posts, then you can schedule it for the future, which is really great. So you can just literally click the publish button and it will be live. Now, it doesn't rest anywhere on your actual site until you either create a place for it on one of your menus or you link to it from another page. So until then, it doesn't really exist for the public unless they know the exact URL to put in. So I'm not going to save this one because I don't need a test page on there, but you would just publish it and then you'll be able to go back and see all of your pages all together. So I can see all my pages when I just click all pages, and then they're all lined up and I can see all the pages that I have on my site. I'm going to talk to you about SEO and SEO titling when we come onto the blog page, because it's exactly the same as for pages themselves. So let's head back and see the presentation for the final part. So we have definitely spoken about your themes and how to sign in. We've spoken about widgets and menus and where they are. We've added media and text into pages and blogs, and you know how to publish those and schedule them as well. So in this video, we literally have spoken about why you need WordPress, WordPress themes, logins, widgets, menus, and adding text and getting published. So there's quite a lot of information in there, but really it's a navigation tool. So come back to here whenever you are getting a little bit stuck around the back end of WordPress, just for those main areas, so you can start organizing your whole site from the back end. And this really allows you to take control and manage it. Now, really, this navigating is just very basic. It's definitely the starting blocks for starting out in WordPress. But the next thing you need to do is to start getting personalized plugins, managing and dominating your SEO, and then also getting blogging and really getting content out there, because content is king. Now, we're going to do that in the following couple of videos. So make sure you stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.